If you have two heads, come and capture Simon Ekpa in Russia. Russia president gives his final decision. Simon Ekpa has been successfully flown to, you know, Russia for safety reasons and some discussions that has to do with the Biafran actualization and restoration, and he will be meeting with the leader of the Russian people. You see, the Russian president have truly shown support that he wants to help in liberating Africa from the Western siege because the white has been holding us. It must start from somebody, yes. Even when slave trade ended, it started from somebody. So let's not pretend that we don't know what is happening. But one good thing here is that we must understand this very message that we are running. The truth and the most important part of it is that we have now learned that we cannot rely on the lies told by the zoo government. They are ready to finish us. Actually, but let them don't worry. The game has changed. The mission to restore Biafra is now the biggest part of it. So in line with what we preach, in line with what we say, everybody must understand that the game is making more sense. Preparing ourselves, mending ourselves, and hoping that somehow someday we'll be put across the globe. No two ways about it. So as we fetch through these walls of victory, knowing fully well now that the courage that some of them wanted to remove from our hearts, want to remove from our minds, mustn't be taken for granted. We must understand that the game has changed and everybody will pay a price as long as it's due. This is the victory that some of you should not play with. Every day by day, we are communicating with ourselves, telling ourselves this very truth. KD, go get see where Bido. How is it gonna start? Where is it gonna start from? Now Russia has already assured the Zoo government, so if you have two heads, po batano. Ka go soon. If okay, you bro onwe. We get watching on the Finland fan up Nemeko. Every time you hear them in the senatorial zone threatening Finland, which they know that open I can be now. Farmer no go. Like I know these Arab countries now support for. Fashion going here with Palestine. But Russia is a big country. Russia is a very big country. And what matters more now is that victory must be put across, whether I like it or not. We are communicating with full sense, and that is what it is. There's a big notation in everything we choose. Big waves, big victories, big all in all. But what matters more now is the bridge between Russia and Finland is going to be sorted out by China. Hey, think I wanna was a but let's get it very straight. You see, I must stay very communicative and well communicated in everything we are doing, and I must say it the way I should say it, that words cannot implicate the things that we say here and there, because China is now coming into the picture when the escorting is happening, bringing Simon Eber to Russia. A lot is bound to happen, from the Genesis aspect to the Revelation aspect to whatever the case may be, from the first point to the last point. These things are meant to be fixated. And what should we be worried about? We should be worried about the enemies, but the enemies are no longer there. What about frenemies? Those who are friends but they are enemies in disguise. We are taking this whole actualization to another level. And whether you like it or not, a whole bunch of winds are blowing. And as it is blowing like this, people will get to see the signature on ground. Whereas, more pointedly, more radically, more in the open, I feel for a very bit knowledge that I can say that in line with what we are pushing, in line with what we have done, a lot will be taken more interestingly ready. And as we are pushing through this whole voice, let's equally understand that the game is already changing. And by so doing, a lot of brilliant forces will definitely hurt the whole system. And that's where the story lies. Just interestingly, where the story lies. So as they move in, as Simon Eber, into these words of exhortation, this victory that cannot be corrupted, this whole, what is it called? Message that cannot be pushed one side. We must again, with all feasible possibilities, put ourselves together to help in curbing some artifacts that does not make sense. And that's where the theory will begin. Let's understand what I've just said.